Hey, what up, guys? So, just checking in with you guys just to let you know what's going on. I am on the Zepbound 5 milligrams, and this is my uh, second box of the 5 milligrams. Definitely totally different from the 2.5. I am definitely feeling it a little bit more with the 5. I'm a little bit nauseated pretty much every other day, but it's really not that bad. It's tolerable. You know what I mean? Um, I've also noticed with the 5 milligrams, like with certain foods and my taste buds, um, I would say I still eat the same way, but not as bad. You know what I mean? I think if I was like really strict on my diet, I totally would have lost way more weight than what I've done already. Last time I checked, it was about 20 pounds. I have not weighed myself in a minute because I don't like weighing myself, but I know eventually I'm going to have to. So I think I'm going to weigh myself next weekend. And I think I also know that I need a new scale because the one I got, I don't think is very good because when I weighed myself at my doctor's appointment, it was 2, 3 pounds lighter than the one that I have at home. So I need probably go out there and get me another scale. Look on social media to see what people say is what's the best, scale to buy for weight. Um, so anyway, I do think that my taste buds has changed with the 5 milligrams. I do know that I'm nauseated more, especially the day after I take the shot. For instance, I went to Burger King for lunch, and I kid you not, that after eating that, I was really ill. So I don't think I'm going to be eating Burger King anytime or ever anytime soon on this medication because definitely changed my taste buds. The next thing I tasted was my mom was getting some Cheetos, or whatever. I'm like, I like Cheetos. Soon as I tasted Cheetos, they tasted like nothing, and it tasted like grease balls. Nasty. So I'm definitely not going to be eating Cheetos anytime soon either. And then my husband had Pringles. I had tasted his Pringles. They tasted like they had flavor on it, but after the flavor went away, it was just not good. I couldn't stomach those either. Um, I went from eating 2 eggs to 1 egg, which is more satisfactory to me. Um, I don't know. The My doctor is like, oh, well, we can within a couple weeks we'll get you on the 7.5 milligram. Yeah, I don't think I'm ready for the 7.5. If the 5 milligram right now is kind of knocking me on my butt a little bit, I can only imagine what 7.5 would do. So I'm going to hold off on the 7.5. I'm going to let my body adjust to the 5 milligrams right now because my body is all over the place when it comes to this 5 milligram taste buds, the nauseated stomach, eating things that sometimes don't sit right, makes you want to vomit. I didn't have any of that with the 2.5. I would assume that the 2.5 is like the base. You know what I mean? It's the part to get you acclimated with the medication and stuff like that. Yeah. But the 5 milligram is definitely doing its job with me right now. So I'm going to stick with this one for a minute before he try to up me, which is crazy. Um, so yeah, I'll give it a minute. Um, Otherwise than that, I'm doing good. I am. I think because I'm eating at a slow pace and still taking in food, I still need to regulate on my water intake because I don't even be thirsty. Even the water tastes funny. But as you know, I got these to help put in my water to help me, get it down at least. Constipation is still there. It's just a little bit better since I've been, getting liquids and stuff in. Yeah. Um, that's about it. Feel lighter when I walk. My knee doesn't hurt as bad, which is really, really nice. If anybody knows that has arthritic knee, and then the doctor's telling you have to lose weight because you got to have surgery on your knee, I kid you not, it feels 10 times better right now since I lost 20 pounds. I might not see it, but I can feel it. You know what I mean? It's a feeling. It just feels great that I can walk in a mall and get all the way down to the other end without stopping. Usually I gotta stop in the middle of the mall, but this time it was nice. Yeah, that's about it for the Zepbound for now. But anyway, on another note besides Zepbound, I've been so looking forward to trying to get braid locks. And because I live in the Northwest, there is hardly any people my color who does this. So I've been looking high and low, and I have not found a queen yet to do this for me. I did find out a lady that I did want to get my hair done in Texas, and she works on micro locks, micro blades, micro twists, all that stuff, and she has good prices. It's just I need to get to Texas, which it's a struggle for me at this moment. And then if you think about it, I did do the research. My daughter was trying to go with me because she'd never been to Texas, and I've drove through there, but yeah, plane tickets for me and her would be about $600 round trip, and then probably a cab there and back. I would say about $150. And then if I have to stay at a hotel, probably just for one day, I would say $150. And then to get the hair done is about $800. So yeah, I would at least need about $2,000 to get everything done. And that's not what I got right now. I would literally have to save for that, which is really hard to, because you got, the rent skyrocketing. Of course, my landlord upped the rent again. You got bills, you got your rent, you got your car note, car insurance, credit cards, which are all maxed out. And the little money that you do have, you got to go get food, and just don't have time, for myself to get what I need that I want done, because I'm at that point in my age that I'm ready for braid locks. I don't want to deal with my hair anymore. I think once I get it done, I can definitely I can do the reties myself. I can go online and figure out how to do the reties myself. That's what I do. I did try to do it myself, but I just got to the point I was like, nope. It's more of the what do you call it? The graph of the braiding, not the braiding, but the parting. I cannot get my squares right. I had bought uh, a three angled mirror. That didn't help at all. Not at all. So I don't know. It's what I want to do, guys, but you gotta have money. I'm poor. I'm super poor. I thought about doing a GoFundMe page. Hey, but who's gonna see that? You know what I mean? $2,000 might not be a lot for some people, but that's what I'm estimating. $2,000 for a trip there and back, and cab and hotel fare, hair. Yeah, $2,000 will definitely do it. But can't do it right now, unfortunately. But that's my goal. I'm going to get it done this year somehow, some way. But I will get that done. I would even be willing to drive to Seattle if someone was out there in Seattle that does micro locks. But see, the thing is, I am part of this Portland page, Black Portland page, and then I ask, hey, the people on there, hey, do you know anybody who does micro locks, micro braids? I don't want my braids to be like micro. I want like a medium to a medium, you know what I mean? So I'm not looking for the micro braid locks. I just want them a little bit bigger. I want something like 200 or less, you know what I mean? And then I asked the girls on this app that's on Facebook, and they'd be like, oh yeah, I could do it. Everyone says they can do it, which is great. But the thing is, they don't show that work. They show work of, knotless braids and boho braids and, lemonade braids and stuff like that. There's no pictures of, locks or micro braid locks or anything or a twist or whatever. They don't have that. Oh, but they can do it. That's fine. I'm pretty sure you can, but that's not what you specialize in. You know what I mean? I'm looking for someone who specializes in that type of hair and then also knows how to retie at the same time. When you're done doing the braid locks, you got to retie. Retie. You know what I mean? Now, if I could just do it myself, I would have been and done it myself. Who wants to go spend $800 to $1,000 to have someone do your hair? Nobody. But if you want it done right, you're going to pay for that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's my dilemma. Just like I had a dilemma with my eyebrows. I wanted to get my eyebrows done. I was in the midst of microblading or what's that other one? Microblading, or I forgot what they call the other. I hate when that happens. Well, I did the micro shading. I think it's shading or whatever. I forgot the name, but it's this shading part, and then there's the microblading part where they just etch or sketch like little hair like tattoos in your eyebrows. But I chose the other one because I thought microblading was a little bit too much and it doesn't last as long as the micro shading. So it was between, I kept looking and searching for different ladies. It took me a year to find the perfect lady, and which I did. So I chose micro shading instead of blading because the blading was more of digging in your skin and it didn't last long. With the micro shading, it lasts as long, a year or two more. And then of course you can just go get touch-ups, which I'm due for a touch-up. I will be getting that this year by the same lady. But yeah, it took me a year, and it feels like it's going to be the same way with my hair because this is a permanent style that I want. And when you're getting a permanent style, you want to make sure that it's done right and it's done accurately. You don't want to just take someone to be like, oh yeah, I can do it. Nah, it's not about you can do it. I want to see your work. You know what I mean? People wants to see your work. They don't want to just say, oh yeah, she can do it. Nah. So yeah, so far I've been looking at these ladies. I've seen everyone that I looked at who does micro braids or micro locks. They're all in the South. Of course they are, because that's where all the black people are, in the South. So irritating. It's like, we have a few black people here, but not like that. And even if they did have someone who does that here, they'll probably charge you an arm and a leg because there's so little of us here. But anyway, The lady that I'm looking at right now is the one in Texas. She seems like the go-to for me. I love her work. Everything looks clean, everything looks precise, and it's just on point. And she's the one that I want to have my hair done. But anyway, so done for me yapping. I gotta get back to work. I just wanted to check in with you guys with the medication and yap about some other stuff. Yeah. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week and a good new year. And then I will definitely talk to you guys later. Also, I'll say that for next time. But anyway, I will talk to you guys later. You guys take care. Peace.